Yesterday, lonely won't leave me alone.
Baby, can I hold you tonight? Baby, 'cause I'm missing you now.
Brown-eyed girl, come and walk with me. In a million, there are lots of signs in life, some that you may not like. Praise his name, hallelujah. Night and day, hallelujah.
I sing over is what made I and make me up until this day, so I'm proud.
We are not being dealt with evenly, fairly. Because a lot of singers I can tell about right now, they're great, but that's all I can hear. They're great singers, but you can't see nothing. We need to see some more respect being shown to Jamaican artists.
Have you ever heard a voice so smooth it turns a crowded festival into a massive choir? Yet the man behind it feels like Jamaica's best-kept secret?
Man, right now, it's like I almost can say it's like I'm not accepted. I think it needs to change because I'm seeing people right now who are saying, oh my God, Sanchez, I can't believe you're you still sing so wicked. You're still so splendid.
Yeah, that's a question.
What's been happening?
That's the enigma of Sanchez, the reggae icon whose lovers, rock anthems have seduced generations. But hold on, 2 revelations ahead will grip you. A raw industry snub that exposes the dark side of fame, and a heartbreaking double loss that no one should endure. Let's dive into the rhythm of his life, where faith meets fire. Envision a young Kevin Anthony Jackson, aka Sanchez, born on November 30th, 1964, in the bustling heart of Kingston, Jamaica. Growing up in Stony Hill and Waterford, the streets pulsed with sound systems, but his world revolved around the Rehoboth Apostolic Church in St. Catherine.
The mood me, the lead singer of the group in the church, and sometimes I lead the choir.
Lead the choir, lead singer. So I say, well, when that's with something special, you know, why they'll choose me then to do that. And there were about 4 to 5 other groups in it.
Picture him as a boy, voice soaring through hymns, leading the children's choir by age 8 or 9. No family legacy in music, just a divine spark that made elders weep.
Of course, started singing in church. Yeah, man, and you know, I know it was out of my jurisdiction because I know the Christianity thing, you have to keep it straight. But the sheer love for the music was drawn me to a different genre. I mean, I ventured and the rest is just history.
His grandmother, visiting from Canada, once broke into tears hearing him sing, a moment that etched his path.
Coming to church a particular Sunday to hear me sing. And I send up a little new statement that I would like to dedicate a song to my grandmother. And when I got up and sing, she get while singing, she got up and started crying on. Hell for her, and I started crying. It was a great experience.
But whispers of secular tunes tempted him, earning slaps from strict church folk and stern words from his Christian mother, Bridget Ivy, who begged him to stay holy.
Because I used to get a lot of slaps and a lot of, I would say, downgrading. Because like in the church, you know, they would put me on the front bench for everyone to see that. And no one else is on that bench. So that's someone who has done bad.
Fast forward to the mid-1980s, and that spark ignites. Nicknamed Sanchez during a beach football game for his slick moves like the Mexican player Hugo Sanchez, he started as a selector for the Rambo Mango sound system.
That was the greatest thing. I never wanted to put on the mic, and they never wanted for me to go. They just wanted to hear me sing all night, and I was like, wow, is this really happening?
Imagine the thrill, mic in hand, belting old church songs over beats, earning the alias Bottle Drink for quenching crowds' thirst.
They gave me that name for some reason I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell the reason why. But they say, yeah, your name is Bottle Drinks. Yes, and I accepted it because I was doing well. People loved me and everything. So whatever name you call me.
Then, in 1987, producer Redman spots him. Bam! First hit Lady in Red tops charts. A sultry cover that hints at his gift for reimagining pop into reggae gold.
The lady in red.
Redman was the first producer that recognized he could sing and told him,
That nigga could sing. For real, I'm serious. And I said, what, you going to put me in the studio? And him said, yeah man, reach up at the studio by X time. And I did. Went there with fire and the song went #1. Sometimes I wonder about the look in your eyes. Yeah, that song did me well. And from that, Sanchez was off.
but was this just beginner's luck? Not even close. Something bigger brewed. By 1988, Sanchez exploded. His Winston Riley produced Loneliness Leave Me Alone, a reworking of Jermaine Jackson's track, dominates airwaves.
Lonely won't leave me alone. Lonely won't leave me alone.
Then comes the cover of Tracy Chapman's Baby Can I Hold You, featured on the 1989 album Number 1, produced by Philip Fatisse Burrell. Reggae Sunsplash 1989, he gets called back for 6 encores, turning the stage into a revival, leaving the crowd begging for one more he never returned for.
Baby, can I hold you tonight?
Yet amid the cheers, a rivalry simmers. Enter the infamous Sting 1988 clash with Pinchers and Courtney Melody. What sparked that onstage fire?
Because me original.
Yeah.
And he's doing the covers.
You're a writer.
And he do it very well.
Yeah.
Very, very. Even better than some of the original. No disrespect to the original.
For sure.
But in Sanchez, I boss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So people compare that, but you have people say, oh, that's the original. Whatever. So we want to see it together now. And him hot.
Yeah.
I'm hot. So them, says Leng for them thing is competition, like, because the people them like that little thing.
The vibe was natural competition. Singers with original material going toe-to-toe with the man who could cover any song and make it his own, leaving crowds split, ladies swooning, rivals sweating. That night solidified his edge, but it planted seeds of debate. Was he a cover king or an original force? The 1990s cement his throne. Working with legends like King Jammy, Bobby Digital, and Donovan Jermaine, he drops gems like Never Diss D-Man in 1995, a gospel-tinged plea for respect.
I never tried. The one who's got the title.
Then One in a Million in 1996, a lover's rock staple that whispers eternal devotion.
In a million.
His voice, that tenor silk, transforms stages into mass choirs, fans singing every word. Sanchez's gospel work stands as the spiritual backbone of his career, from the soul-stirring Amazing Grace,
Amazing grace.
and Who Is This Man?
Who is this man who holds the world in his hand?
Released in 1999 to He's Got the Power in 2003, his voice transforms worship into an experience that transcends the reggae stage.
He's got the power to make the lame walk, heal the sick.
In 2022, he breathed new life into Goodness of God, written by Bethel Music/Jen Johnson, proving that after 4 decades, his consecrated tenor still carries the power to move hearts from the dance hall to the pew.
I will sing of the goodness of God.
But why the shift? Faith never left him. Church roots run deep, even as he married Monica Jackson in September 1990, building a life together that would span over 3 decades. She is not just his wife, she is his manager, his backbone, the steady hand behind the golden voice. Sanchez himself said it plainly on his 56th birthday. The best thing me do was get married to this lady. This relationship has molded me into a decent gentleman. And when Jamaica finally honored him with the Music Icon Award in 2022, he left no doubt about who deserved the credit. If Babes wasn't here, I would not be getting this award, and that's the truth. This honor is for both of us. Together, they raised a close-knit family, including sons Christopher, Christian, and the late Kevin, and daughter Anastasia, and proud grandfather. He often speaks warmly of his grandchildren, noting how his clean, uplifting music, rooted in Christian faith, can be enjoyed by all ages.
Grandkids, and my oldest child is 36 going on, so I can't afford right now to do anything out of the way or anything less than Sanchez.
Enter the 2000s, where success peaks but shadows loom. Simply Being Me in 2000 climbed to number 14 on Billboard's top reggae albums.
I'm just simply being me.
Stays on My Mind in 2002 hits number 9. He's Got the Power in 2003 dives deeper into gospel, earning praise for vulnerability. Hits keep coming. Frenzy in 2004, raw energy pulsing through dance halls.
Hey, me and my frenzy on the NZ.
I Can't Wait in 2005, an anthem of longing that still echoes. But beneath the acclaim, criticism festers. Industry voices whisper he's just a cover artist, undervaluing his originals.
How do you reply to that?
Just with more cover versions and let them know that, yeah, we can sing cover version, but what can you sing? Can you do better or can you do worse or just average? So I've proved over and over again that I can do it and I can do better than most of them. So call me what you may.
In 1999, moving to Florida drew flack for forsaking roots, accused of draining Jamaica's wealth. He brushes it off, but the sting lingers. By 2012, he transitioned to full-time producer, teaming with engineer Rodney Tenor Lyon under his Sanmonic label.
Yeah, cause in Buy a Drink, I produced a song, I wrote it, I made the rhythm. Yeah man, I made the rhythm, play the rhythm.
Albums like A General, Dancehall, and There Is No Other Like You Lord Gospel tease in May that year, blending genres. He had this to say about Like a General album.
Just real dancehall vibes, song teaching you about our culture and our liberty, our lifestyle, and just everyday living. You know, some you have fun and some are really talking about getting down deep and, you know, dirty.
Then 2014 brings a milestone. Reggae Sumfest welcomes Sanchez back to its stage after a 9-year absence, proof that the people never forgot. In October 2018, the Red Hills Road community of Park Lane in Kingston officially renamed a street Sanchez Drive. In his honor, a grassroots tribute from the very neighborhood that raised him, with peers and fans on hand to witness the unveiling.
I'm now sort of thinking of Park Lane in Kingston, Red Hills. That was recently renamed Sanchez Drive. How did that make you feel?
Oh man, that's another milestone. That's another star in my crown that I really, really, really respect so much. As I said before, we're not being fairly dealt with because I think these things should be on the forefront. We're Jamaicans, we're Jamaican artists. We uphold Jamaica 100%.
But life's rhythm turns tragic in 2022. First, the unimaginable. On April 19th, 2022, his mother Bridget Ivy passed away in Canada after battling cervical cancer. Then, 11 days later, on April 30th, 2022, his 21-year-old son Kevin Jackson, aka Kids Friday, is shot and killed in Bedworth Gardens, Augusttown, one of 3 victims in a senseless attack. Double mourning crushes him, a period of intense grief that tests his faith. Then, the unimaginable. A social media hack in July, his original account at Sanchez876 Music Instagram compromised, fraud alerts flying to fans. He switches to @iconic Sanchez, but the invasion shakes trust.
It's been a while. We know we've been hacked. All kind of things been happening. Pandemic, everything's like, but we're here. And we're back again. We've got this new page called Iconic Sanchez, and that's what we're working with right now. Anything else is bogus unless I endorse it. But you don't know it, go. Nice to be back with my fans again and to be doing my work again like I should. Yeah, I'm happy and I'm ready to go. Remember, Iconic Sanchez, the real page.
Amid pain, Sanchez voices deeper wounds, feeling underrated by Jamaica's industry. In 2022, he laments not getting his flowers despite 30-plus years elevating reggae globally. But home turf lagged. Fans echo this online, blaming his cover-heavy catalog. Even peers note rivals were petrified to follow his set. Let's hear his raw take.
I almost can say it's like I'm not accepted the way I should be. And I can see that in everywhere I turn. Everywhere I turn. And even more so with artists. I'm doing my show. You won't cut my time to 35 minutes. But the artist that's coming after me is going to work 2 hours. What sense does that make?
That frustration boils. Shorter sets than peers, no high honors until the Jamaican government's Music Icon Award in August 2022. Yet he endures, crediting spirituality, praying before stages, living Christian values without daily church. April 2025 brings Jam Down, his first full album since 2011, produced by Kenneth Thompson for Kinergy Music. 10 tracks mixing lovers rock with social commentary like Hot Girls and Disloyalty.
Hot girl, you me need set speed. Loyalty and stress burn me out. Too much drama in the house.
Singles drop in 2026. Falling in Love, Let Me Be Me, African Fire. Collaborations tease, including with Ja Vinci in March 2026. As producer, he mentors via his own record label Sanmonic, through which he produces and develops artists. Streaming classics like Missing You rack tens of thousands weekly, a heartbreak ballad that defined lovers rock. His net worth, estimated at approximately $5 million, reflects decades of tours, sales, and production, though he humbly credits fans. Sanchez's journey isn't just hits, it's resilience. From church boy to global voice, he's bridged secular and sacred, turning pain into praise. That industry snub, it fueled his fire, proving talent outshines oversight. The double tragedy, it deepened his faith, reminding us life's fragile.